Hey everyone, welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line. We are continuing episode 12 of The Halls of Arden Vul Megadungeon by Richard Barton, using the Old School Essentials system by Gavin Norman. Don't forget to please like and subscribe if you're enjoying what you're seeing. We are picking up from where we were last time. Let's go around the horn real quick. My name is John. I am your referee for the evening. And going around the horn, we have...
I am Mike. I play Gorand Blackhood, the now third level dwarf.
Ooh. My name's David. I play Anwir, the illusionist, the first level illusionist.
There you go. I'm Matt. I play Avaricios, the cleric, and I'm on a mission from God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Ted. I'm playing Squeegee the Goblin. And why does everyone always think Squeegee is hungry? Because he's always goblin.
God.
Ooh, hey, should we go ahead and cut now and just...
John,
I'm going to edit
kill
that
him
part out.
first. Kill him
Did you
first,
think of that
John.
on the toilet
Yeah,
this
yeah.
morning? Like, you've been waiting all day, haven't you?
I just
Oh,
made that
brutal.
up. Actually.
We've been talking a little bit before we actually hit record here, and none of that got brought up.
Yeah,
That was gonna...
you didn't vet that with us first.
Yeah. Anyway, we're very glad to have David slash Anwir back, which is going to be nice. David's sitting pretty at level 1 while the rest of these guys are just taking off.
Will I survive the session?
Yeah. Speaking of which, we had Gorand leveled up mid-session last time because he returned to the Inn of the Broken Head before diving down deep into the dungeon. So we didn't do it because he can't leveled up in the middle of the session. We're going to watch him do his hit points because now he is level 3. Is that right?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, so disregard
That's right.
the little nameplate below Mike's thing. He's actually a dwarf 3 now. So give me 1 second. Let me get the dice screen up here and we'll watch this dice roll.
No problem. And dwarves roll a d12 for hit points, right? roll twice and pick the highest.
Unfortunately not. But you do get the highest in classic D&D, which is a D8, which is pretty tasty. You get a con bonus?
I can't look at my character sheet and the die roller, but I don't think so.
We'll get the screens up right here. I'm looking. Con 10. Negative.
Yeah, negative Ghost Rider.
All right.
I do have a dex bonus, which is pretty amazing.
That is pretty good.
Wow.
Ready?
Ready.
Drum roll.
Let's,
Drum roll, please.
let's do it.
5!
5, all right.
Take that
All
shit.
right.
The average.
There you go.
Nice. You
Hey,
go
man, I
first.
just don't want to roll a 1 like Ted. That was brutal.
Beautiful.
Nice.
So what does that get? What does that put you
I have
at?
a total of 16 hit points.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right. That's a couple of hits,
Nice.
depending on the creature.
Yeah. I could fight at least 2 house cats.
Yeah, you go first, please.
Okay, so let's do logistics. Let's get us caught up here. It is the 6th of Logarios. It is around
Yep.
10:30 in the morning.
Hey, it's the 7th of Logarios, John.
6th, I thought it was the same day that Avaricios got better. Does any wake up on that day?
When we went back and sold the arm
Yeah.
to the statue dealers, we spent the night rather than
Oh, we said there was an extra.
go back.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's the fresh in the morning, 7th of Logarios.
Fair enough.
And
All right.
I forget what the weather is.
It is clement and cheery is what I had down. Outside.
That seems perfectly reasonable.
Okay.
No, that was the 6th. We may not have rolled for weather on the 7th, actually.
It's clement and cheery. You're down in the dungeon. Who cares?
Wow.
All right.
Fucking cheer.
It's 10:30 in the morning on 7th Logarios.
Great.
You are currently, you don't know where you are. You have an idea where you just were, which was on top of an underground pyramid in a pyramidal shaped room, upon which Goran first, followed by the rest of you depressed a steel rod at the top of this pyramid, and everything changed around you as smoke issued out of the sides of the pyramid, and when it cleared, you were still atop that pyramid, but it was sans rod, and the room itself had changed. Well, there was no more, I believe it's no more, maybe there is now frescoes. Let me see. Yes, it is. So it used to be, let me, hold on a second here. Select, well, or not. That's annoying. Okay, so so wherever you are now, the walls of this chamber, which are triangular, sloped upwards, You are standing on top of the pyramid right now, or actually just above you. All these walls are decorated with the frescoes of humans rising up from the ground and shedding their robes, beards, and canes. That is not what you had left from. Remember that there was a green mist that was about knee high all around that room, which you were a little bit worried about, but ended up not being harmed by.
And no gas here, right? No green mist.
Nothing at all. No. So you're standing atop a 40-foot tall pyramid, closely fitted granite. There are wall sconces, but they are unlit at the moment. And a number of questions here for you guys. Well, first of all, can't forget that Gorand is carrying Avaricios' old suit of chainmail. He has changed it out for a very striking suit of Arcantian lamellar armor. If you head over to Owlbear, I actually have a real world picture of Byzantine lamellar, or reproduction of such, to give you an idea, Avaricios, what you're wearing, which is this.
Ooh,
That looked pretty
Dude,
cool.
that's pretty sexy.
charming.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So very ancient looking, you know what I mean, very distinctive, very different than the chainmail you were wearing before. And as I said, you'll be immediately pegged as someone who is wearing very old, very valuable armor. You can't, yeah. But it does give you a higher AC, which is pretty sweet.
I will take it. I will not complain.
Are you going to wear pants with this, or just the sandals?
Let's see. No, if I was wearing pants before, I'm hoping that I was wearing pants.
Now, David, you may not realize this either, but they discovered the Imperial armor in the alternate entrance, which they found in an abandoned cellar bordering the Great Plaza outside the pyramid. They went down way deep.
Interesting.
A set of
I love to hear that.
It's a set of stairs that went around at right angles all the way down, about 725 feet, like way down.
Right. But this pyramid is not at the base of those stairs. This is back from the halfway entrance.
We came down this shaft, entered into a hallway at the bottom of the shaft.
Oh, you did come down the new entrance. Okay, sorry.
We went down the new entrance, went into this hallway, found the armor, and then John had not really prepared for this section of the dungeon.
How dare you say that on camera?
Wow.
I was.
You know what?
No, we talked about it.
I'm firmly on the no one should prepare camp. All right, it's
We
fine.
decided
John, you're perfect.
to save it for you, David. When you would be back with us, we would not explore it. We went back up, sold an arm of the statue of Arden Vul, spent the night at the inn, and then went back through the halflings and went down to some sections we hadn't explored yet. So we're now we're
You've arrived here. Yeah.
but
Okay.
we're not through that other entrance that we had explored.
All right.
Can I ask one question about this room? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, John.
Let me just for you, David, and for the viewers as well.
Oh, there you go.
If you look over,
Oh, it's looking pretty.
so this is where you were at. Okay. Just really briefly, so we don't waste too much time just recapping. But every viewers and David, you guys should probably recognize most of this. But what they did is, if you look at my pointer here, they went through this door.
Yep, makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Someone also discovered a snap tool. I see on the map.
Yeah.
Some straight lines.
That'd be me. Yeah. So here, though, they actually experienced two overlapping magic mouths that were actually spoke words to them at the same time. One was speaking words like litanies to Thoth. The other one was actually like a mocking tone that was words that were dedicated to Set in mockery of Thoth. Before they entered this room.
So many questions.
And
Okay.
here was this underground pyramid in complete darkness with green mist around their ankles, right? Gorand YOLO'd it and went up and depressed this plunger up at the top. To Squeegee and Avaricios, it looked like they couldn't see what happened to him, right? It was just like he was talking to them, calling down, but it was out of their vision, and then all of a sudden he just disappeared, and at the same time smoke issued out from all the sides of the pyramid. When it was cleared, Goran was gone. They did the same thing. Now they're all together in this room that seems very, very similar but different at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
I have a quick question.
Sion took the wheel. We're fine.
The last thing they heard from me was, "Oh, what's this do?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a real. Yeah, I love. Well, we don't know what it is yet. I have a question. It's similar but different. The rod that you depressed and disappeared. Did it take a similar shape to a certain rod that we have in our inventory?
Yes.
Good
You're on the
question.
same page we were, man.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to ask that question for 10 minutes. All
Yeah.
right, fair
That was
enough.
the
They
first
did think
thing I
about that.
asked, and
Yeah.
He said it's a different size hole.
Okay.
Different
Now,
size hole.
first of all, I need to know what items are you carrying that you know to be magic?
Who are you asking? Are you asking us or
Nothing.
All of you.
His torch.
The mott feather, maybe.
No to be magic? Nothing. Suspect
yeah.
to be magic?
Well, heavily
Possibly that golden rod, but
yeah,
and then there's the two torques and the two rings from the ghouls.
we don't know about those, right?
We don't know about them.
Right.
Oh, and the mott feather.
That's what I was saying,
Yeah, the
mott
feather.
Offs, yeah, I don't have my feather anymore. It burned up for some reason, but
The golden rod is still on your persons.
Squeegee has it.
Okay. Cool. Your feathers of Ma'at. Where are they? Like, are you? How are you
I had
storing
it
them?
twined in my beard. Twined in my beard.
Okay.
Mine's in my backpack.
Mine's in my backpack as well.
Avricios?
mine burned up. Remember, I have the torch, and it
First.
made
Ah,
my feather withered.
that's right. I
I'm sure
forgot.
that's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Totally fine.
Um,
Okay.
Only half of you arrived in the new pyramid.
Just making a note here.
You don't have to do that. It's
Oh, and the
okay.
torch-
Very
the torch-
interesting.
Crap.
Okay. The
But
lighting
I
lighting
do-
situation here. Who I can't remember exactly. I have 3 ticks marked on the turn tracker. That's just generally the turn tracker though, but I don't have a lighting thing.
We were
Squeegee,
using Avaricius's torch, I think.
You had a torch when you went up there. I don't know
I
what you did with
did.
it when you went
Yeah,
through.
you took a regular torch up to the top because we would be
You
out
can't
of
really
range.
see.
okay, so
Right.
Goran, I'm going to say that your torch is 3 turns down out of 6.
Yeah.
Okay. And then okay. Avricios, your spells were Cure Light Wounds and Light, correct?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Anwir, you're going to join us very soon. I'm not going to try to make it all verisimilitudinous and all that kind of crap, so you can certainly think about what the current situation is and tell me what spell you have memorized.
I mean, last time I had Phantasmal Force, I think I would still have Phantasmal Force, probably.
Well, it's been days, so you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, Phantasmal Force.
Phantasmal Force? Okay.
Yeah.
When you decide to follow your compatriots back into the pyramid, do you decide to bring Yonwin with you?
Oh, I forgot about Yanwin. Man, it has been a while since I've been here. Hello.
How dare you?
Welcome back.
Seriously.
Ah,
I certainly would bring a meat bag with me, because how else will I survive this?
All right.
Let me open his character sheet up.
worst
Well,
Take
boss
all our
ever.
experience
man.
and gold,
Okay, so I had down that Yonwin was getting 5 gold a day.
Wow.
I think
I will tell you.
I remember. Yes, so much is coming back to me. Oh, that was the holiday spirit in me. I think getting ready for Christmas. Now it's the new year, and I feel a little more miserly. But we'll see. Yeah, I did have five gold a day.
Okay.
Well, you need to give him 10 gold then, because it's been a couple of days since we hired him.
That's fine. I have 40 gold, so now I have 20 gold.
Okay.
No, 30 gold.
Then Yonwin is still your man. Both of your guys are demanding a quarter share of treasure. I don't know did you divvy up your quarter share to Mort, guys, when you returned?
No, because we just put the entire thing into the vault at Kronos's place.
What I think we should do, even though, like, in reality, he would obviously store his money with yours as well until you at least get to Gosterwick, maybe, is just track it separately, right? Like, figure out the share.
Mhm.
push it off to the side and say this is Mort's, and Mort can spend it however he wants. You know what I mean?
All right, I'll take care of it. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Same thing for Yonwin, obviously.
So quarter share for Mort, you said, right?
Quarter share for both of them. Yeah, is what you guys agreed to. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. That about does it for logistics. Let's get this shit on the road. Okay, so real quick, for those of you out there watching, you probably already know this about me, but I don't like to waste time with like figuring out awesome, cool reasons to get people back into the action of the game. So, Anwir, you basically woke up the next day or whatever and decided that you had enough time hanging out at the end and you were going to go find your friends. You go marching back into the city. The guards tell you that they went down the pyramid. You go down the pyramid by yourself, a little bit frightened and a little bit wary. But you were, of course, greeted by the halflings of Phlebotomus Plumthorn. They decide to waive your fee, mostly just because they know that you're part of that group. And they tell you that the last direction they basically went. They say that they have a feeling that they probably went south through the narrow passageway, which they are familiar with. They also, a little new piece of information for the party is that Onward, they let you know that they are familiar with the areas where the rest of the party went.
Okay.
And those are the general areas of the current level that you're on down there, talking to the halflings. The south of where you're at is generally known as the areas known as the Mysteries of Thoth.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what the halflings call them. They kind of gives them spooky vibes. So they tend not to like to go there. And they also mention that the more southerly that they explore, the more they tend to see and find signs of beastmen who stalk the halls wearing imperial uniforms and having the heads of different animals. And although it's been rare that there's been any sort of violence between the two groups, there's no friendship either. And so they are at a wary sort of standoff. The halflings do not have the same sort of hatred for the goblins below, because the goblins actually dared to actually invade their territory. These beastmen have not. So it's sort of like, as long as they stay in their part of the dungeon and as long as we stay in ours, it's cool. But the Mysteries of Thoth sort of form this no man's land in between those two groups. Okay. They have a feeling that that's where your friends went.
Could you try?
Oh my God. That's Siri on my watch, by the way. So
That'll teach you for letting the CIA into your life.
I know, right? I've even got Do Not Disturb on, which is kind of disturbing that she's disturbing. Anyways, so you follow their tracks, you follow their signs, and that kind of thing, and you go. You basically see their stool samples, and you head south to find out where they went. And you encounter the pyramid yourself. And we'll say like you enter the room like right at the moment where where Squeegee and Avaricios actually disappear, so the smoke jets out as you enter that room. And you're like, what the heck is going on? You like maybe hear like a quick little yelp from up top, which draws you upwards. And then you see this, as you go up the pyramid, it peeks out at like a small triangular platform that's made out of lapis lazuli, unlike the rest of the pyramid, which is made out of granite. And there is a rod that is standing upright in a hole that can be depressed downwards.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm win. Oh!
Right answer, correct. Exactly.
You hear voices on the wind. Push.
Run forward into this lovely chamber. Give it a look-see, will you?
Yellen's like,
I'm obviously just going to join everyone, but I am curious about one thing, which I can either ask you guys or test out myself.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone pull the rod up and then pushing it down?
Well, that was my plan. And then when I pushed it down first, I poofed.
Okay. I'm going to pull the rod up before pushing it down.
Okay. So the knob. Okay,
Now
so
that unleashes the killer bees.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
Anwir, the bar is made out of steel. It's gray with age, but the knob is actually a chunk of obsidian on the top. Even though it is steel, it's not rusted, just gray with age. Let's see. Okay, so you pull it once upwards.
Pull it once upwards.
Okay, so when you pull it upwards, you do hear you feel so there's resistance. Like it does, like you can tell immediately, like when you kind of rest your hand on the knob, that it wants to go down. All right, you pull upwards, so you feel resistance, and then it gives like a gear shift almost, and it pops up into place, right? And then it actually moves forward and resets itself back to the original position. But it definitely caught onto something. But you do not, nothing happens to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to separate us for too long.
Yeah.
If I lift it again and try to, or can I rotate it? Is it something that can be rotated?
It cannot be rotated. You
Okay.
can't move it.
So I lifted it. There was sort of a catch, like a gear shift, and then it sunk back down.
That's correct.
So
Yeah.
if I press it down now, it might end up somewhere else.
It appears
my
to
God.
Do it
appear.
again and see if.
Awesome.
Hi, David.
I know. Can I
Have
pull it up again
fun.
and see if the same thing happens again, or if there's any difference the second time I do it?
Okay, so when you pull it up again, it seems to ratchet up into a different position, and then reset again.
Okay, so hold on. I'm just gonna count how many different positions seem to occur, real quick, and see if I can see if there's like a cycle,
That
and
was
then
two.
I'm gonna try to like count
was,
back.
That was two.
I'm gonna go tuck my kid in, and when I come back, let me know how many pieces he's in.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pull it up a third time and see if it's a different position.
Okay. When
I
you
love
pull
D&D.
when you pull it up for the third time, I
Oh,
can't.
no!
I literally cannot believe you did this.
I just died, didn't I?
Please let it be killer bees. Please let it be killer bees.
Okay. Let's see.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so you you disappear. You disappear from the top of the pyramid, and you immediately find yourself in a closed off room with no light.
Is Yonwin with him?
Is Jan with him? No.
Guys, I just got to the boss room.
No,
Skipped the whole dungeon.
I'm sorry. No, Yonwin is with you. It's everyone on top,
Okay,
top of the triangle. So yeah, Yonwin is with you. Okay. Okay. All right. Sweet. Okay.
This is
Wait,
to our viewers. Well, first to my fellow players, I'm sorry. To our viewers, this is what I always do.
Yeah.
And to my fellow players, I'm not really sorry, but
Okay.
Well, John, now you get to run 2 campaigns.
I don't want to do that to John, but we'll figure something out. Okay.
She's
what
going to
happens?
carrying crawler in the next room and let it be done.
Bees.
Just hold on.
I thought I was going to gear back and I'd eventually get to the position where y'all were, and I was going to press it back down. I didn't think 3 would literally transport me somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understood what you were doing.
Yep, it's all good. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. I just had to make a quick hyperlink for myself so I could look at 2 things at once. All right, so Anwir, Anwir and Yonwin, you are in a very dark room. You can feel stone beneath your feet, and you kind of like hold on to each other just out of reflex as you realize you're not on the same spot anymore. Yonwir lets out like a little stifled yelp and clutches onto you hard. And he's like, where are we? And it's dark. Like I can't give you a description. You can smell this. What would you smell? You would smell extreme. I don't know. Like what would enclosed stone smell like? It would just it smells like old stone.
There's moisture. Yeah.
If it's wet, that would be one thing.
It's not wet though. Yeah, it's just
if it's surrounded by the undead, then it would smell like something else.
Does it smell like honey?
There's no moving air.
Mm.
You can breathe, but it's very, very claustrophobic, basically, and it smells. All you can smell is just old stone.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say
there is on where you would also specifically pick up, not only because of the natural experience of this happening to you, but in the air, there's definitely a feeling of unease and dread that settles over you.
Okay, so all right. Before I light a torch and find 9 monsters staring back at me, I'm going to. What do I have? Okay, I have 10 pieces of chalk in my. I just need something small. Yeah, I'm gonna take a piece of chalk out of my pocket or out of my bag, and I'm gonna just throw it in a direction and see if I hear any impact or any response to it, etc., etc. If that makes sense. Or a pebble, if there's a pebble at my feet. I don't know. I just want to get a sense of space and if anything responds to sound in this chamber.
Yeah, so
Please have something say "ow."
I know.
it definitely hits stone. It hits like a stone wall and tinkles across the floor, basically, like natural, like stone hitting stone.
Yeah.
At some distance away, there's a tiny bit of an echo, maybe indicating that you're in a relatively large area.
Okay. Do I hear any movement?
Nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna whistle.
Just whistle. Yeah, it's.
That's just it.
Yeah.
Echoes. Anything else?
Yeah, just a slight. Yeah. No response.
What whistles back?
Okay.
Yowen's like, why are you whistling?
I'm gonna say,
turn on the light. I'll get a torch. I'll get a torch.
Yon a torch. Yeah, it's exactly. I'm gonna say, Yon, turn a torch on, and I'm gonna step 5 feet away from Yon when he does this.
Okay. All right. So you can hear him scrabbling around in his pack as quick as he can. He's like swearing because he can't find the right stuff.
In fact, I'm gonna go 10 feet away from him if I can kind of like scramble on my feet in a different direction.
Yeah. Okay. So you actually. At the moment that he's like, God damn it, I can't, and he gets it. Right when you do that, you're scrambling away. You hit something solid, stone, but not flat. It's like carved or shapen or something like that. And you kind of butt up against that. At the moment that the light goes around you, you can see that Yawin is approximately about 15 feet away from you at this moment.
Okay.
He's standing directly in the center of a triangular room. The torch basically illuminates just enough of it to give you the full dimensions of it. It appears that you are in a triangular shaped chamber, similar to the overall chamber that you were in atop the pyramid, but much, much smaller. It is the chamber is 20 by 20 by 30 isosceles for everyone paying attention. And there appears to be a door on the long angle, on the long side.
On the 30-foot side.
Yeah, on the 30-foot side.
Is it centered on the wall?
It's centered on the wall, yeah. It is, you can make it out pretty easily, but you can tell that it's basically a door that's carved into the stone itself. Like, it's not like a wooden door, right? But there has been no attempt to make it look hidden. It just looks as like it's part of the wall.
It's stone, though. Okay,
yeah, it's stone. However, what you are, you see Yonwin's, as he's kind of moving his torch around, he sees you, and then you see his eyes go up as he looks at what you're resting against, and his jaw drops open, and you turn around, and you see that your back is up against an enormous, horrific statue, 10 feet tall, a massive idol carved out of soapstone. The soapstone itself is oily. There's a faint, when you're this close to it, you couldn't smell it immediately. But when you're pressed up against it, there's a faint whiff of brimstone that comes off of it, which you're associating with that feeling of dread that overwhelmed you when you came in. And you're half hoping like, oh, it's just a secret chamber of Thoth. It's just Thoth, our good buddy Thoth, who we see in every statue. Oh no. This is some sort of awful amphibian-like creature. If you could peg it as anything, it would be sort of like a crouching salamander of sorts, but bulky and obscenely obese. Looks like it's ready to spring forth on its massive hind legs, and it has a mouth that is toothless, which is open extremely wide and back. Right? Where the eyes should be, which is far back along the snout, are two gaping holes about 2 feet in diameter.
They look like there are gems there that got pried out.
Looks like they'd be really big gemstones. The eye holes are 2 feet in diameter. Yeah. The whole thing radiates a palpable sense of not right. It is a being like you've never seen before.
There's no affiliation with set that I immediately understand.
No. Even the salamander illusion is sort of like just because your mind needs to make sense out of it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, that's what it is.
But it's not. Yeah, it's like it's beyond my comprehension. It's just sort of an approximation. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, 10 feet tall, massive thing.
Okay, and
clarify, John. This room is flat. There's no pyramid in the middle of it like the other.
No,
room
but the
we
walls are pyramidal, right? So it all three sides, like he's in a triangular chamber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no hole in the floor and no plunger or anything like that.
No, the only thing in here dominating it just right of center is this massive statue. And this.
Okay, my other question is, with that in mind, can I see the apex of the room?
Yeah.
Is there any hole or any detail at the tip of that pyramid internally?
There isn't. Yeah.
I'll do a quick scan around the room. Nothing of note on the walls immediately.
No. When you scan the walls, you can see that in the seam of the stone door, just very, very like just the faintest wisps near the bottom seam is green mist.
Okay. I'm gonna try to be very fast, guys. Where we just appeared, there's no depression for another plunge or anything like that. It's just swept. I'm just in a different.
Nope. I've given you.
There's no coming back from here. All right. Cool. All right. Very quickly, with Yonwin's help, I'm gonna ask him to let me get on his shoulders, and I want to look up into the mouth of this statue.
Okay.
All right.
What's the worst that could happen, right?
Yeah, put your hand in there.
I will.
So you get up on Yonwin's shoulders.
I'm gonna grab the torch. I'm gonna have him hoist me up on his shoulders, so we're 10 feet
I
tall.
don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. And I'm gonna look in.
Okay. So you would think with the torch that you would illuminate the roof of its mouth or its tongue or something like that. You know, when you peer in though, the light does not penetrate the mouth. There's blackness in the mouth, and no light seems to enter it at all.
Can I stick the torch into it?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you put the torch, do you let go or do you hold on to it?
I hold on to the end. I'm gonna see if it breaks the torch off. I'm not gonna put my hand into, I'm using the distance, if I can.
Yeah. Let me just double check.
This is great. I love it.
Okay, so yeah, you put the torch in, holding on to it, and the moment it touches the blackness inside the mouth, the light goes out.
Yeah.
You feel nothing. There's no tugging, no nothing, but the light goes out and you're in darkness. When you pull your hand back reflexively out of the mouth, and I would say that the shock of everything going dark again, you probably tumble off of Anwir's shoulders and everything like that. You're back in the dark again. You can feel whatever's in your hand is much lighter than it was before.
Oh, I just vivisected it. That's awesome.
But now you're back in darkness, and Yonwin is just not happy.
Freaking out.
You hear him
Yonwin, give me your hand now.
He disengages from you, and he's actually you can tell he's running to where he thinks that door was.
Yonwin, hold up.
Get out of here.
The same thing may happen if you run through those doors. Look at the mist, fool!
You're one bad thing. I will tell you, you're in one bad thing happening away from Yonwin making a loyalty check.
Yeah, I figured. Yonwin, don't worry. Here, have 5 more gold, 10 more gold. I just throw money at his feet.
I think it's time to profess your love. I think that's really what you need to do.
Okay. I have 34 gold. I'm gonna throw 4 gold at his.
He can't see anything. You guys got to get light.
Okay. Well, I will also. He has another torch, and I also have a lantern with oil. I'm just gonna light my lantern with the oil because it'll last longer.
Lantern, done.
So, lantern's lit.
What's the torch look like?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the torch once I light it up. I'm assuming it's a stub.
Okay, so hold on. So I'm gonna say it's been 2 turns so far. We have to concurrently track this with the other group.
Sure.
And then, okay. Yeah, we'll say 2 turns has gone by. All right, so light the lantern, holding on to and then down on the ground, because you would have to light the lantern. You see that there's just the stub of the torch, right? It's not ragged. It's a clean cut right through.
Yeah.
Yanwin is basically he's like got his back up against the door.
Yeah.
You can see it. Yeah. And he's just like,
I'm like, I understand. We're both in this together, Yanwin. I'm scared too. We have to understand our surroundings, or we may both end up dead. Here. And I just like paw over 4 more gold in his hands, and I say, I know it's only money, but this is my assurance to you that I want us both to survive.
He pockets the money instinctively, but his eyes are just like focused unbelievably
of course.
on this crazy statue.
Yanwin, you have a crossbow, yes?
I think he does.
He does. Yeah. I'm going to ask him, before we go through the store, I'm going to ask him to fire a crossbow bolt into one of the empty eye sockets and see if it also disappears.
He doesn't like it, but he does so, and it does not disappear. It ricochets off. He probably misses too.
Okay.
No, it hits the eye hole. Yeah.
I don't want to like obsess over this statue for too long, and if we need to go to the others, we can. I just want to do a quick 360 of it, look for any like depressions, signs of like touch or wear, or someone might have grabbed a part of the statue, writing, whether it be original or added. You know, I'm just like doing a close inspection of the statue with my lantern light.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I can ask more specific questions if that's helpful, but that's the basic.
The only thing that you can find that's new information is that it looks like that there is a slight discoloration of the soapstone, making track like tears from the eye holes, like as it. But so the thing's head is back, right? So if I don't know if you're looking at me in the camera here, the tears look as if gravity was pulling them down, right? Like the discolorations, right? So they go straight down, perpendicular to the floor. But it's not a groove or anything like that. It's literally just like a tear-like discoloration of the stone.
Yeah. And do I know what color that is?
Not it just.
No, it's not like I understand. It's
it's like a lighter shade.
Like water. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I don't have any gemstones to give.
Guys,
back
I'm gonna
to
go
this poor
tuck my
monster.
kids in.
Okay.
But I'll. Oh man. I'll abandon that for now. I'm gonna go listen at the door.
Okay. Listening at the door, you do not hear anything.
Oh fuck! I guess I'm gonna crack the door just an inch and look through it. I'll tell Yanwin to be at the ready with his polearm.
So you push the door open just a little bit. It smoothly and silently presses outwards, and you find yourself in the same chamber that you were before. However, you are back on the ground facing the southern wall. I was also wrong. I completely forgot this. This chamber in its iteration, the original iteration, is still also lined with frescoes. Yeah, decorated with frescoes of humans rising up from the ground and shedding their robes, beards, and canes. Yeah, same as the other one. Yeah. So the green mist is around you, right?
Okay.
Still there. You look behind you, and the pyramid rises up before you, right? Just before you ascended it, and you see that the door is open, but that ingeniously you can tell that when it closes again, it will be completely unidentifiable from the outside. It's basically like a one-way secret door.
I'm
Can
confused.
you
I'm sorry.
help me put this on the map, John?
It's on the 30. It's on the long. It's in the center of the long angle, the southern angle, the southern.
Oh, so
the
it's
southern wall.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a mirror image. It's the diamond shape then.
Is it in the central pyramid or is it in the outer wall?
No, it's in the pyramid. He was in the pyramid.
In the center. Oh, cool.
Oh.
What? Like,
Oh, I did not gather that. Oh, that's. Oh, I
Man,
love
that's
it.
really super cool.
I love
Like-
it.
Yeah, sorry if I didn't make that
Door.
clear.
There.
there's a door there.
Oh.
Correct. Yeah.
Let me put a S on that.
You guys did not find any gemstones in your adventures, did you?
Not
That
2
might-
feet wide.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 feet wide.
Believe me, I would be retired if I found it.
Yeah. We're not going back down this place. We find a 2-foot wide gemstone.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, that's awesome! You were inside that. That is freaking weird that thing's in there.
Well, I want to join you. I do think as a bookmark, footnote, bookmark. What am I trying to say? Dog leaf. Dog ear. We should at some point pull it once and press it down for whatever the second position was and see what happens. But for now, I'm going to come join you guys ASAP because I don't want to distract.
Okay, so we need to go. We need to separate you just a little bit because we have like 2 turns worth of stuff that they can do, and there might be something that might be interesting without you there. So I just want to see what happens here.
Do it.
So yeah, that's what happens to Anwir. Nice return.
That was awesome.
Okay, switching the
no regrets.
Yeah. Oh, I should actually show the folks at home. I forgot that we weren't on Owlbear here at home. So yeah, Ted drew the little secret door right here.
Secret door.
He's making notes too. What do we got for notes? Looking here. Plunger Town, yeah.
That's what we're calling the pyramid, everybody. We're calling it Plunger Town.
Plunger Town. Okay. Now,
I don't know why, but that's what we're calling
moving on to the new map.
Okay.
Looks like an identical room. And we're with our redoubtable heroes at the other end of it here. You guys are standing on top, I believe. Right? Yes.
We started down at the end because didn't have enough room for all of us to be at the top, so we kind of
right.
Some kind of like Three Stooges style.
Yeah, it was comedic, but yeah, we're still probably near the top.
Okay, so I misspoke. The frescoes are exactly the same. Humans rising up from the ground, shedding robes, beards, and canes. All right.
Wait, I do have a question. How are they shedding their beards? Are they like shaving?
It's literally so picture Egyptian hieroglyphics, that sort of abstraction, right? And so it's like you'll see like men's with like the sort of the Babylonian sort of beards, right?
Okay,
And and then you can see like some of them are actually like taking that piece of art off and holding it in their hands.
Like a costume beard.
Yeah, and then there's like at their feet are actually like pieces of like there's like a mound of those beards, right? Same thing.
They still look human?
Yeah, they still look human, but now they're shaven, right?
It's probably to show that they're shuffling off the mortal coil and ascending to heaven to be with Thoth, and they're losing age and infirmity and the need for worldly trappings. Yeah, us goblins are very wise, philosophical stuff. You understand?
You know what you just got yourself? You got yourself a feat of exploration.
I love it.
Well, hell, hold on. What about the guy who went inside the pyramid?
No, you definitely. I'm just saying. This is a rare. This is a rare one. This is interpreting hidden lore.
Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh, that's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not that we found the hidden spa? Because it also sounds kind of like a spa.
Yeah, I like it.
They give you a nice shave.
Yeah.
That's the extra credit, Matt. You got the extra credit bonus for deciphering the actual reason for this. Okay. So yeah, the pyramid once again 40 feet tall. And the room, I believe, is 10 feet more than that. Up above, triangular. There is the passageway leading east out of here. You do not hear anything. You do not smell anything. Everything seems relatively normal. The difference is that there is no green mist. There's no smoke issuing out of the pyramid, which is what you just experienced. And there is no... yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And there's no rod. I'm sorry. There's no rod at the top of the pyramid.
Correct. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. No rod. Zero rod. Yeah.
Right.
And I'm sorry. Did I miss this part too? Is there a door? Is there a door out of the room?
Yes.
There is a passageway leading east, as you can see from the map.
The same that we had coming in.
But there is a there is the 3-inch hole that is in the middle of the platform, just no rod. So just be aware the hole is there.
So we need to find a rod.
Don't we have a rod?
Luigi and Mort are going to climb down to the bottom of the pyramid.
Okay.
I am also going. I don't want to stay up here.
And I want to, do the perimeter of the room, looking for anything in here.
Are you going to light the torch, or do we want to use my magic?
That's a good point. We got Goran's torch going. If you're coming down as well, we'll all just stick together. Then we should be all right.
Yeah, but can I just the top of the pyramid, John? Is there like an altar or a plinth or anything else at the top of the pyramid?
It's only like this big, Mike.
Yeah, it's really tiny. You guys actually weren't able to. Yeah, I would have told you if there was anything remarkable up there.
Okay, I just want to try and do a search, right? Like there's a hole for a rod.
Mhm.
I want to see if there's like a secret compartment for said rod.
Gotcha. I understand.
Like,
Sure.
okay.
You can do that while Squeegee and Mort are searching down below. So
Okay.
all of you guys can make search rolls if you want. It'll take a turn if you're cool with a turn. This is a deep search.
I'm cool with that. Would this count as a construction trick?
Yeah,
Sweet. So I have a 2 and 6.
if that's what you're looking for, basically. Yeah.
I rolled a 1, John.
Okay.
Balls.
Did I get that? I rolled
Okay, so
5.
Goran, you just notice that it is lapis lazuli, so it is that different quality stone up at the top versus the granite of the rest of the pyramid. But other than that, doesn't seem to be remarkable. Down below, Morton Squeegee and Avaricios, you also do not find anything of interest. The only thing that you're seeing that's different is the fact that you can actually make out the floor of this chamber, which you were not able to do in its previous iteration, right? Because of the mist. It is typical Arcontian close-fitted stonework on the ground.
Okay. I'm gonna go to that hallway and do a listen.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll all go to the.
Why don't you keep your light source around the corner so that they won't see if there's anybody?
Sounds good. Good idea.
I can actually like hold my torch around my black light torch around the corner so we can peek.
Oh, put out first. Have your light thing.
If we're trying to be sneaky, that's what it's good for. Can't
All right, John,
I can't see
4
as
turns
far.
on my torch, which means I have 2 left. So I'm gonna extinguish the torch.
Extinguish it? Okay.
Oh, shit! I put the dog out and I forgot to bring him back in. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, so you're... All right, so Ted, this is what you see with Goran's torchlight as he's sort of carefully just looking there. The passageway basically is turns right where you're at, so that it actually it immediately turns north, where you've got that one square drawn out. You know what I mean? Like, so you need to go back one and actually turn north.
Yep, I think I see what you mean. You mean I need to do that?
Yeah, you got it exactly. And with
that's not where the northern passage was on where we came from.
Correct.
That is
It wasn't
correct.
We call an A-frame cabin.
yeah, that's the chimney. Exactly. So the
You're camping at the wrong sort of sites if you're camping with frog demons, dude.
Or the right ones. Maybe you aren't having the witchy coven that I have when I'm in the
That's
woods.
true.
so this is this you're right. This is a confirmation that this is not just that the room transformed. You are in a different area.
Yeah.
All
right.
It goes.
I'm sorry, John. I'm willing to scoot forward and look around that corner.
Okay, looking forward. Using just still the light from Goran's lantern.
So he put his torch
torch.
out. I'm using my
Put my
black
torch
light.
out. We're using the.
Okay.
Using my black light torch.
Okay.
So it won't go far, I guess.
It illuminates 10 more feet, and that's the extent of your black light. Going.
All right. So we're still doing 5-foot squares here, right?
These are 10-foot squares.
Oh, we are in 10-foot squares. That's
Everything's
right.
10. Yeah. The old school way.
So if I put that around if I put the black light around the corner, it should go a total of 20 feet. Is its rate?
20 feet radius.
Okay. Well, let's all just go around the corner then, because we got to know where we're going.
I don't want to stay back there by myself.
Okay. And what do you do?
Look
Let's
around.
all-
We look around the corner like the Three Stooges.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
I mean, I showed you what you saw. Do you continue down that corridor to the north?
Around that northern corner.
Well, if we're-
corner. Yeah.
I mean, John, if we're right there, we should be able to see 20 feet from there, right?
I didn't know you were right there. I was just assuming you
That's what we're
looked
saying.
around
We
the
wanna go
corner.
to that corner and look around. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay.
where we're going now.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry. All right. So it continues on for another 10 feet, and right there, it turns directly west.
So we're seeing something like this.
Correct.
Where's that?
Or did I go too far?
Nope. That is exactly right.
Okay.
Now, At this point, when you're kind of looking around that corner to the west, you notice that about 20 feet away, the only reason you can see this is because there is a chamber that opens up that is, there is a continual source of soft light that is emanating from a chamber towards the west, about 20 feet away.
Like the light's coming like this.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, okay. All right.
It's very soft. Doesn't give you too much detail, but you can definitely tell that it opens up into a larger chamber just about 20 feet away from you, standing in that corner.
We hear anything, John?
You
I
cannot.
was going to say, I want to do a listen. I'll just do the old goblin ears there, as will Mort.
Okay, you're going to take a turn to do so?
I think we should.
Better safe than sorry.
All right, Mort rolled a 1.
Okay.
He's goblin.
Give me a second.
He's always hungry too.
Let's see.
All I
All
can
right,
hear is
you hear nothing.
sweet. Shall we go up to the?
There's you do when you're taking the time when you're like, what's going on there? A faint whiff of decay. Hits your nostrils. Hits your nostrils. It's
Bring
not
the
like
Claren.
it's not pungent. It's not like like you've been smelling recently, from the ghouls and stuff like that. But there's just a smell of death is on the air.
I say we go up to the next corner and look our heads around again.
Oh, we've got to. I don't want to live here forever.
Okay,
All right.
so you're gonna move 20 feet down, and then there is a directly north of you. There is a let's see how to put this. It is a 20-foot wide east to west chamber, 40 feet long north to south. Okay, you are entering directly from the southeastern side of it, right? So it extends north of where you're entering from. So you're gonna march down 10 feet.
Like this?
Yep, you're gonna march down 10 feet, and then right there, extend it for another 20 feet.
Here.
Yep, and that forms the bottom part of that chamber, which is 40 feet by 20 feet across. You understand?
Oops. Like so?
Yep, you got it. And if you want to be really detailed about it, the three corners of the room are actually angled.
Like that? A little bit?
Or... Yep, you got it. Exactly. And then at the far end of that chamber, directly in the center, is a door. Now, in the room, it's a richly decorated chamber. It's lit with near the top by a just a globe of sort of formless light, right? That is illuminating the entire thing, right? I think this might be the first just sort of unnatural light that you've sort of in a fully lit room, right? There is a mosaic in the direct center of this room, 15 by 10 foot section of mosaic on the floor. The walls are covered in pale yellow tiles. It's very strange looking. The ceiling was painted yellow to match the walls, but a lot of the plaster on the ceiling is actually hanging in shreds and shards from the ceiling. There are a series of brass pegs that run across the west wall and the east wall at shoulder height along the entire length of the wall. Okay. The whole entire thing is remarkably free of any sort of debris or detritus. However, face down on that mosaic in the center of the room are the corpses, or two corpses. And
quick question: does this room bear any resemblance to the robing room where we found the robes where where Osric died?
It does a little bit. The pegs do, yeah. Oh, and I should have told you too that on the corridor that led up to this, they actually didn't indicate it till later, so it's my bad. Those were also covered in pale yellow tiles. So this entire corridor, all the way around up to here, also the same yellow tiles as the room, and some of which are scratched and broken. And you can see on right near the western wall of the room that you're in right now, there is a message very clear in Arcantian, like modern Arcantian, which is scrawled in blood.
Oh.
It's very much
Says?
like a red rum, sort of like, like a
Yeah.
like just kind of
Oh,
sprawled across the
sweet.
thing. And it says, "They are deterred by light. We should restore the well."
Oh, the well.
The well, the big mirror thing that's back up
The
there, right?
light well, yeah. But why it's written in blood, man? Okay.
John, that blood writing is on the western wall of the big room or on the hall?
Yeah, it's like on the western wall of the big room, yeah. But it's basically like in the southwestern part, like right around here.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Charming.
How old do those corpses look to be?
They don't look to be
What are
that
the corpses of? These?
Well, you can't really tell, but well, maybe you can. They appear to be wearing armor. There's a couple of there's one pouch that's sort of sprawled out. There's a sundered shield. There's a backpack that's been sprawled out with coins coming out of it. There is an axe, a crossbow, and it appears to be a vial of something is also sprawled around. If that gives you any indication of what these people may have been.
Yeah. Can I
Were they the
borrow
ones that-
Mort's
sorry.
short bow? Can
Hmm?
I borrow Mort's short bow? I want to shoot one of the corpses.
What did he ever do to you, my friend?
He goes,
Fiji will hand you his bow because Mort is busy with his 10-foot pole getting ready to poke a body.
it goes deep into the corpse. A very, very slow trickle of blood comes out.
Oh, so they're
Not been that
Interesting.
long.
kind
kinda
of fresh.
fresh.
They still got liquid blood in them.
They seem to move in response to being.
Poked or shot. Nobody moves.
No.
John,
Yeah,
can I ask you?
gonna poke? So flip open, like a coat, or move over if there's a.
They're face down.
Yeah, so like try and poke one to like see what's under them, or what they're laying on.
So they are
Move a
directly
cape.
on top of this mosaic, which you can't really make out what it's depicting because they are sprawled over it.
Right. So
They.
here.
Oh my God, Siri. Yeah. So. You.
So I
Go ahead, Matt.
was just say I have two questions. One is the thing I'd like to do, and one is just a logistics thing. It's been about like I guess we've been down here like 3 or 4 turns.
Yeah.
Okay.
About two. Yeah, about 2 turns now.
Okay. So we're about concurrent with David now. Also, just I would remind the guys, hey, we had a pretty good way of retrieving guys before. Do you want? I've got my crowbar and my rope. Shall we try the old?
You think the mosaic might be trapped or something?
I'm worried about those things in the walls. I'd like to get a closer look at these bodies to see what happened to them. If
You don't want to go up to the bodies. You want to bring the bodies to us.
I
in
think
case
that would.
they're trapped.
I think that would be.
So what do you do?
wise.
Sure.
Appropriate parent.
So the same corpse hook that I had fashioned before, with someone's help to tie the knot as I'm still.
Yeah, I'll tie a knot for him on the thing, and
You can just tie the crowbar to a rope and use that as kind of like a hook to drag one of the corpses towards us.
Okay. It drags through some of their treasure and towards you. Nothing happens.
All right, that's pretty good. When they get close, examining the body, can we tell what happened to them? Were they?
The face is still down. Does not appear they're definitely dead. Looks violent, but you can't really tell with their face down.
Roll them over.
Roll them over. Okay. When you roll it over.
Come on, I mean, you've got to do this.
You can see that
No. I'm loving this.
obviously an adventure of some sort, female. Leather armor has been torn open. The chest, the abdomen, and the face have all been badly torn as if by horrible rending claws. Multiple.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like there's
This
no indication. You
reminds
can't
me
even
of
tell.
those-
You can only tell that the person was vaguely human sized, but it's like impossible. They're so fucked up that you can't even tell like what race they were.
Well,
This
that's not really
reminds me of the lady who had her face eaten by the chimpanzee.
So
Oh.
that, definitely a little bit of V comes out because that's got to be really scary when you flip somebody over. It's like, ah.
Yeah.
You guys are focusing on the wrong thing, you see. The thing is, she's not going to claim any of this treasure. This is the important.
If whatever did this to them does the same to us, neither will we.
Well,
Okay,
let's
let's
see
worry
what
about that when it happens. All right,
loot.
Okay, what are you doing? Tell me.
loot them, John.
Loot bodies.
You just get in there and just start taking shit.
Oh yeah,
Well,
just get
see what
in
they
there.
got first, anyway.
Okay. So
Yeah,
first of
let's
all,
like have two of us keep watch.
when you pull the bodies away, examine the other one was a male, same sort of deal, fucked up beyond all recognition, and the mosaic, however, is what you notice first before as you clear all the loot off of it. Is you notice that this 15-foot by 10-foot section is depicting what looks to be rough but a comprehensible image of what appears to be the pyramid. The enclosed pyramid, the pyramid that you teleported from. Okay, made out of like tesserae, right? Like these little stone, right?
Does it have like writing or symbols in particular? Anything that resembles instructions for how to use the plunger?
No, but you can see that there is a little abstract, like one of the stones is actually like a little depiction of the plunger at the very top of the pyramid.
Oh, interesting. Can we look to see if that might be sort of button or of sort?
You're cutting out, Mike. What?
Yeah, I think he had the
Sorry,
same
can we,
idea.
like, yeah, can we poke it and see if it's like a button or anything?
Okay, when you tap that piece of mosaic, okay?
Yep.
The whole mosaic goes like that. You can actually hear like the as it like forms like a little ripple, right? And as it does so, all the tesserae of the mosaic itself actually rearrange, like they go like moving all around. They reform into the pyramid. However, the stones actually, looks like new stones have actually appeared and formed to form what appears to be the shape of a robed man and an armored figure ascending the pyramid. One is holding a torch, and they're kind of climbing up the pyramid.
Wait, is that Yanwin? And Anwir? What the heck?
That's
That
awesome.
freaked me out.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
We have a TV here. We have a Mosaic TV live broadcast.
We better divvy up the loot fast, guys.
It ripples again, and like the stones rearrange, and the stones that formed the two figures are actually now higher, and they're actually like on top of the pyramid.
Wow, that's fun.
I could watch this all day. This is riveting.
Let's keep watching what happens. Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, you guys figured out what basically it is. So, David, if I'm speaking out of turn, let me know. But you see the robed figure with the.
By the way, I don't know how mosaics makes a figure so handsome. But somehow they have.
Yeah, they give
every
you the chiseled chin.
every grain of glass. You know, it's
pretty handsome. 16 charisma too. Yeah, but then you see like there's it rearranges itself to one where like the where the robed figure has his hands over the plunger, and then it rearranges one last time and it's depressed. And then as it's the image vastly changes after it's depressed to depict like a whole bunch of the stones turn white to indicate like smoke like jetting out of the side of the pyramid, right? And you guys all hear like an audible like thwomp from way back down the hallway. And then the stones rearrange one last time, and they basically reset to the original picture that you saw before.
The original is the pyramid, but no people on it.
No people on it, yeah.
Right. That's cool.
that is very cool.
So I'm guessing if
We
this
just
is
heard a thwomp. Do we think they came through?
probably.
Why don't we go peek? I mean,
But I'm
with our things, we can see them. They won't be able to see us. Cool. We can freak them out.
I'm guessing if this is like a robing room where priests prepare themselves, such as we saw in that other building, being able to see who's coming and going on the teleport system would be really handy to know, is the boss coming, or the high priest is on his way, look sharp, that kind of thing.
And I'm so proud of you.
It's that art history degree, I tell you.
There you go. Jan, before I depressed, because we fast forward into me pushing it down rather than lifting it up. This isn't a flashback. This is concurrent.
No, this is concurrent. It appears to be concurrent. Yeah.
So
before we go through, I say, Jan, if you see anything moving on the other side of this, shoot first and ask questions later.
Totally. Switching back quickly to Anwir. So you obviously you depress the thing. Finally, you're like, okay, well, let's see what happens if we press down. Thunk, and you disappear and you find yourself disoriented but safe in this room. Experiencing the same things that they did. You could probably, I don't know if you would hear them. Probably not, because they're trying to be like super quiet, so you probably don't hear them. Are you guys heading back? We could just skip through this and like you guys meet up, catch up, blah blah blah.
Meet up. I'm gonna stow my lantern since they already have light.
Cool. I'm gonna say all that involved up to where we are now is going to take an additional 2 turns. Okay.
Okay. So
John, just one thing, one reminder, kind of at the end of our last session. Avaricios did put the robes on, even though they're kind of like fitting.
Right.
So he's wearing that over his armor. Right.
No, those are like the really shitty ragged robes, right?
No, these were the.
Oh no, they were the good ones.
Nice ones.
Right. Yep. They're just ill-fitting.
I would not bother. It clashes with this.
Okay, remind me. What's going on with light? Black light is on, I know, but what's normal light looking like right now?
I don't think we
don't have
any
one,
on.
because David just put his lantern out.
Oh, I thought you had light. Oh, well, I wouldn't have stowed it. If you didn't give me light, I would have left it out.
We have Avaricios' black light, which radiates.
There you go.
It's not. It doesn't go as far as regular light, but other people can't see in.
Love
Right.
that.
Okay, so is black light the only thing illuminating right now?
Well,
so.
unless David changed his mind about putting his lantern out.
No, I'm gonna keep it to the black light from now.
Okay, so
Okay.
David, mark on your lantern, because I'm not going to track it, that you have 3 turns taken off of that, so you have 21 turns left on the lantern. Okay.
So-
it is just past 11 a.m. at this point as you guys meet up. Okay, so now the treasure around that you pulled with the corpses off of the mosaic, or maybe not treasure, depends on how you look at it. Stuff. They're both wearing leather armor, but it's pretty jacked up.
Yeah.
One has a light crossbow that is serviceable, but there's no bolts. There's a crossbow.
I don't want it.
There is a single pouch which belonged to the male. The male, and it had 22 silver and 5 gold. Those are modern coins.
Okay.
Was it? Did you say 5 or 9?
5 gold. Yeah. There, one has a shield that's been sundered, so it's basically useless. There is a serviceable battle axe. Big fuck off thing. And the backpack contains 212 copper, 34 silver, and appears to have also spilled out of the backpack. You saw it on the ground was a liquid of some sort in a vial. It's very, what's the word? It's very watery. Like it's not viscous.
Right. So it's not oil. Right. Okay.
It was probably a potion he was trying to retrieve or something. Was the battle axe look finally made or anything, John?
No, it looks very serviceable though. Like it's not jacked up at all. There is blood stains on the edge of it, but they do not seem to have pitted the axe or anything like that.
Right.
And the liquid is still in the vial, or did it spill out?
Mhm.
Oh, it's
Yep.
still, okay. It's a sealed vial. Okay.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like a pearlescent liquid, but it's extremely like I said, not viscous. But you can't. It's not opaque though. You can't. I mean,
Right.
It's semi-transparent. It's not actual water.
Right. So quick question, guys. I'm assuming that David would tell us about the secret door that he found in some pyramid there. Do we want to go back and look and see if this pyramid we just got off of has one? Or do you guys want to just keep moving forward?
I love playing with pyramids. I'm also going to describe to you the second gear that was not explored, just so we're aware of it.
Right.
I think we should go look and see if there's a corresponding secret door real
Just
quick.
check it out.
before we move on.
Why
All right.
not?
So
Sure.
let's backtrack to our pyramid and see if we can find a corresponding secret door.
You're moving
In
at
that
60?
Yeah.
Okay. Takes a
Yeah,
turn
I don't
to
think we need
takes a turn to get back there. You know where to look if you're going to check for the exact same spot. As I indicated, it was impossible to see it at the other place. But you know where to look, and I can tell you that with searching, you cannot find anything there.
Oh. What if we search
Alright.
on one of the looking in the sort of same spot on the other two faces?
Right.
That would take a turn. Like you knew what to look for at the other one, but you don't know here. You want to take a
Yeah.
turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Who's rolling?
Didn't we get the dwarf to you know these tunnels pretty well, don't you?
Allegedly. 30% chance, kids. No, Ghost Rider.
Okay,
I find nothing.
you don't find anything in the room. What do you do?
All right. Let's go back
Let's
to
go
the
back
roving.
up to the door and listen.
I trust him. So let's go back. Yeah.
Mike, you keep cutting out a lot, just so you know.
Okay, so
I'm not sure why.
Are we going to leave? Take these items that these poor souls do not need any longer, or are we going to leave?
Mort has, I think, based on the amount of stuff, if he can kind of take all the coins and everything, he can stick it in a sack and he can carry it.
Thank you, Mort. You're a
Right.
good man. I really appreciate
It would
it.
actually fit in his backpack. I think.
Well, it was in the backpack to begin with.
Yeah, but he doesn't want that dirty, bloody one.
That's gross.
So Mort can carry it.
Mort can carry us all.
okay,
Okay.
you got it all locked away. Good to go.
Yep.
Okay. So, what do? You open that door?
All right. So let's
Let's listen at it.
let's listen at it. Also, does that you mentioned the smell of decay? Does it seem to be coming from these bodies,
Yes.
or does it get okay?
Okay.
Do we
Let's-
want to
let's
search
shut the
this
door?
room any further, guys, before we open the door? We know there's hooks on the wall. There's those brass hooks. They're fixed. They don't come out. Or
No.
and
Just go for it.
Let's listen
Yeah,
at
let's
that
op-
door. And
Okay,
check
give me a
it
roll.
out.
For what?
Listen.
Oh, are we listening at the door? Okay.
Sure, why not?
All right. Me and Mort will slap our big old goblin ears up to it, and Squeegee gets a 2, which is enough.
Okay, you do not hear anything.
Okay.
Turn goes by.
uh,
You open the door.
Squeegee will. Yeah, open the door.
Okay. When you open the door, you find yourself in a. It opens up into a 10-foot, 10-foot wide corridor stretching east to west, far beyond the reach of your blacklight torch in either direction, seemingly without end. 20 feet to your west, the passageway continues onwards, but also goes directly north as well.
Like that, John?
1, 2. So just 10 feet more to your east there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, interesting stuff in this corridor. Very interesting.
Ooh.
Hmm.
There are a number of what appears to be mirrors bolted into either side of this passageway. There are 2 facing each other, 10 feet to the east, and there are 2 actually. One is 10 feet on the northern wall, and one is just slightly further west on their southern wall, as if it was facing the northern corridor. Does that make sense?
So, well, let's see.
They would be on the line. They would be on the lines, Ted. So there are 2 facing each other 10 feet to the east. And there's one that's
So, like here and here. That's not very visible, is it?
Purple.
no, they're not. I mean, they're on the intersection of the lines.
About how big are these mirrors, John?
They're not that big. They're, I don't know, a couple feet.
Just two little dots, Ted. Two little purple dots.
Yeah.
Like here,
Yep.
Oh,
but then the other one is here.
Yep. And then there's another one that's just you know, a little bit to the east there on the north side.
oh, John, I'm so curious to know. Do these mirrors look like they pivot?
They don't. However, that's a good question because never mind actually, because you can't see it at this point. Never mind.
Like the message. This is for bouncing light down the hall.
That's what I wonder, because like that
Yeah.
placement looks like it could, bouncing.
So they all
Are they at a slight angle or
They are all actually just everyone just hold on 1 second. We'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Just a little technical hiccup for the moment. Okay, so yeah, so the mirrors themselves are to be clear, they are made out of silver, and they appear to be convex. Okay, they the three that are closest to you appear to be kind of tilted in the same direction. Well, it doesn't really matter. They're convex. Let's just put it that way.
Convex is like this, right?
So they would.
dip.
Convex is
Yeah.
as they're bulging outwards.
Oh, okay.
Concave is the other one.
If we look at the one to kind of the northwest of that door, that concavity, or convexity, we could see in that one and see in the one that's opposite that hall that goes to the north, and kind of get an idea of what's to the north.
Only if your light
Except that my light
shows.
dies out, right?
Right now, there's not reflecting anything really, except for your black light torch.
Well, what if
and-
we were to light a lantern and point it at one of the mirrors and just see what bounces around and what it's doing?
I'll do it. Why not?
We might want to peek around that corner first and see, because whatever we light up here, it's going to bounce around, and everybody down that hallway is going to
Interestingly enough, Avaricios, when you're testing your black light torch out, your black light does not reflect in the mirrors.
Yeah, I figured.
Cool.
Interesting.
I think we want
You're
to
a
peek
vampire.
around. Yeah. What else is new? We're going to peek around that corner and look to the north before we do this, because if there's anybody down there, this arrangement of the mirrors, they could totally see our light.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay.
Take a peek, see.
Okay, looking around the corner, it continues onwards for 20 feet up to the north to the edge of your black light torch. Right there at 20 feet, there is a door to the east.
That's the west.
That's west.
Okay.
Also, in the western corridor, 10 feet beyond the intersection point, there it breaks off to the south and also continues on to the west.
Like that? Or too far?
Too far, directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like this.
Mm-hmm. It continues on to the west. At the far end of your torchlight there, so 20 feet beyond, there are two more mirrors facing each other.
Also in the east-west hallway that we're in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Like so?
Yep, you got it. You can see too that in the northern corridor, on the opposite wall facing that new door that you found, there is a mirror.
Okay.
And the corridor
Interesting.
the corridor continues on.
All right.
Now, as your black light is sort of illuminating, you're taking out the mirrors. The mirrors are first things you notice. You do see that on the ground, there doesn't seem to be any attempt to hide what appear to be numerous pawed prints on the ground, kind of scattered through.
We recognize what these do they seem like animals or human hybrids? Are they weird?
It's
These paw prints.
difficult to say. It's like there's basically like dirt and debris on the floor, so it's not like you're trekking through a forest and kind of see like a really fresh print. You know what I mean? But there's definitely the signs of like non-booted creature-like paws.
How big are these? I mean, I'm guessing they're really
Humanoid
really small.
size.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you wish.
They could be little tiny dainty.
they ain't rat feet.
All right. So there's also this corridor to the east behind us now that we don't know anything about.
That's correct, yeah. There's a general, faint, very kind of faint on the air. Every once in a while, there's like a breeze that kind of comes down with the smell of like, what would it be like musty fur.
Ew.
Not the warm smell of Kalitos, then.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting some real LV 426 vibes from this hallway right now.
Definite beastman.
Well, where did we see? Was it like on the graffiti on the staircase down? They said something about monkeys or baboons. We've seen the baboons on the cliff face, right? The ones that were in that cave.
Yeah, I mean we're aware
Like
that they're
shaking their fists at like the sky or us when we were going up and down on the hand and stuff. Am I making that up?
Nope.
Weren't there like some sort of like baboons or
that was
something
true.
like that?
And we were also aware on some level. At some point, we got lore about them being light averse, which is why we didn't.
Well, we
bust up
got
the
that
well,
in
right?
this room. Yeah, in this room. But
But
also
even way
like,
back
in the
when-
well. Yeah, like on the graffiti. I think that's what I'm remembering.
I'm trying to find out my notes about the well.
It was early days.
Before or after Osric died?
Also, the baboons are like aligned with Thoth. Thoth is the god of light, so I don't think they would be averse to the light. I think something else must be.
Mm-hmm.
They would like revere that, I think.
Well, for what it's worth, we do know that the shade that killed poor Ted's first character was light averse. But
That's true.
Oh, sunlight.
yeah, sunlight. I don't know if a torchlight would really do that.
Right.
Okay, well,
Well, you remember too that when you look down the well that was east of the pyramid, remember because you saw it shining, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
And when you look down there, you saw that the entire length of the well, and it went down and down and down and down and down. With it was lined with convex mirrors.
It was. That's what I
Right,
thought.
like pebbles.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
it almost looked like a pebbled pattern because there was so many convex mirrors all linked together,
Yeah, I think
channeling the sunlight downwards.
I would also like to say, and I don't know if this is relevant or not, but on the big weather-beaten obelisk that we looked at, there was a phrase that said, "The beacon shall be revealed to those who bring midday life to sun, moon, and stars." And I wonder if this is part of this light in the tunnels thing.
could be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to kind of put two and two together. The people who died definitely seem to be onto something. If we can find the light well that connects
Source.
with these mirrors, yeah, we could light up this whole area.
I would say too that in the intersection where you're at right now, beyond the mirrors that you see 20 feet down the western corridor, beyond the darkness, there is a steady, soft light coming from way down that corridor.
Right. That might be the bottom of the well, right?
I hope so.
Should check that out. I mean,
Let's go that way.
Here's my only thing. Do we want to peek a little bit farther on these northern and southern hallways just to make sure if we have to run, something's not going to come out from behind us, or do we just want to go straight west?
Well, and kind of going off of your point there too, Matt, we have no way out of this area, right? Like the pyramid does not have an egress for us that we've figured out. Correct?
This is true.
So
We gotta. There's no. I mean, running back.
Running
there's
back
no
where?
place to go to.
Yeah, go
right.
back.
So my other thing is like, okay, so we have to be super stealthy until we can find some way out. The animal prints are all in the west, right?
They're in this corridor, this east-west corridor you're in. They also
They run the length of it.
Yeah, I'm basically saying like everywhere you are now has like evidence of these creatures, like dirt and spore, like all sorts of nasty stuff. But they were absent in the chamber from which you came, from whence you came.
Hey, no, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The light is to the east or the west.
To the west, beyond the limits of the black light torch, a very faint, continual, soft light, very similar to the light that was illuminating the chamber that you were just in.
All right.
The other thing I'll just say too, guys, just from a mapping point of view, we went down through the pyramid. I guess we don't know where we are right now, but we went down through the pyramid, and then we went down there. So the I can't gesture, but the light source should be far to the north and east of us, right? Like the well is to the north and east of the pyramid.
Only if you're justifying it by the pyramid that you came from.
Right.
You don't know where this pyramid is.
We have no idea where we are now. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's
Here's my
go.
oh,
I was gonna say, let's just go west and peek down the hallways as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My recommendation, just as a preparation thing, again, remember that I have illusory space as a trigger on Phantasmal Force. If we hear something to come in, we can hug the wall, and I can just make it look like no one's in the hall. Like, I mean, if we have to, I think that's our best emergency response to that.
Okay.
So
Cool. All right. Heading westwards. You peek down the corridor that runs to the south. You can see that after 10 feet, it opens up into what appears to be a larger chamber, but you can't tell because the black light doesn't
That
reach
sounds promising. Okay. You want to check that out or keep going west?
We could do a quick.
let's stay on track.
Can I ask a quick question though? We didn't explore this. There was light coming from the robing room. What was making the light, John?
A soft, bodiless globe, kind of in the middle.
The room just was glowing.
Continual light.
Just not on a thing. Just in.
No,
the
there was a soft, bodiless light, like a little mini sun, like sitting in the middle of the room.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Continue on.
Yeah.
Moving westward. Okay. So at the point where you are now, Ted. Okay. Like, so you guys are in the square with the mirrors. Okay. Continues on for 20 feet. And then opens up into a 30-foot by 20-foot rectangular chamber, 30 foot east to west, 20 foot north to south. And you are coming in directly in from the northeastern side of it.
Wait. I was trying to write something when you started describing this. So we go 20 more feet and it opens into a room.
20 feet. Then it opens up into a 30-foot east to west, 20-foot north to south room. You are entering in directly from the northeastern side of it. So basically the hallway just kind of continues on for another 30 feet after that. And then, yeah.
Wait. It's a 30-foot room that's 20 feet high? Like this?
Correct. You got it.
Oh, okay. All right. Any more mirrors or light?
I'll give you the lowdown here just to give me a second. So before you enter into the room, like when you're basically like right here, okay, and you can make out the dimensions of the room. There is a very light but a low buzz and crackle of energy that you can kind of feel and hear around you coming from that chamber. There's light. A soft light coming from it, and there is, which illuminates the entire thing, which allows you to get all of the details. There is a fresco of an ibis that occupies the entire western wall, the entire thing. What's strange about this is, so it is not Thoth, right? Thoth is an ibis-headed human. This is an ibis, and the actual bird, right, with a long curved beak, right? Now that is across the entire 20-foot span of the western wall. Its eyes, however, are these huge chunks that are actually like a bas relief out, off the wall itself, of some sort of orangish ore of some sort, right? Like a rough ore. All right. Yep. There now on the south wall, there are 3 blocks of granite that are protruding from the wall. They're about 6 feet wide, 3 feet tall, and they jut 3 feet deep into the room. Okay. Each of these 3 blocks have been carved to resemble open mouths, complete with like hints of teeth. Okay, like human mouths, which is even more disturbing than bestial, right? All right. However, each of the mouths has the inside of them, like the inside of them is completely dark, black. Right? You can't see anything in them. And carved on the floor in front of the mouths, right, in front of all 3 of them, there is a message in ancient Archontian, and it says, "Those who would seek Thoth's knowledge must possess the wisdom to follow his breath." Okay. Onward.
Are there any bits of torches underneath?
No, there's no sign of anything here. Except, okay. Now, Onward, you feel a peculiar magic deadening sense kind of roll over you. It's like the same sort of numbness you would feel if like you had like local anesthesia, right, in your mouth for like surgery or something like that. It's like kind of feeling that sort of weighs over you entirely. Okay, it's not like you're like cut off from magic, but there's like a deadening sense as if it's been sort of tamped down a little bit. Okay, your eyes in particular are drawn inexorably to the 2 lumps of that ore that substitute for the eyes of that ibis. You don't know why, but somehow you're like, you can't pull your eyes away from it. It's attracting you.
2 foot wide.
John, what do I notice anything with my torch?
That's a good question. Okay. All right, so nothing happens with your torch yet. However, when you're kind of taking it all in, you're like wondering what's going on. The eyes, the ore eyes, they actually flash sharply with a pink light. And there's like a palpable buzz of energy goes like from the eyes and kind of spreads outwards in like a ripple across the room, kind of going outwards into the hallway over you guys. And the blacklight torch ceases to function. You're still cursed in your hand, right? But it's like, it's like, it goes out, gone, and darkness descends over you guys. However, the room has continual light, so you can basically still see. Right?
Interesting.
How large are these 4 eyes?
They are. Give me a second. Might be able to give you a permanent thing. They are not 2 foot. They're not like they're not that strangely no, but they are quite large. They're like fist-sized lumps of ore. Okay.
None of us would have had any familiarity with this kind of ore, right? Like this is not something any of us would have seen before.
No, you've never seen it before.
I was going to go dwarf it. Let me see if I could dwarf it a little bit.
Want to step into the
Taste it, poke it. Yeah, I'm going to be like, all right, guys, hold my beer, and I am going to walk into the room.
Gordon, stick your hand in one of those mouths.
Nope.
Nothing happens when you step into the room.
Okay.
Everything's okay.
I am going to make my way towards the fresco on the western wall.
Yes.
How high up are the ibis eye lumps of ore?
They're big, like head height, basically.
So he can't reach them. There's no way.
Tippy toes.
I want to get really close, John, and I want to inspect those things and see if I recognize them as some sort of aluminium or some other.
All right, give me a D6 roll. Yeah, 1 in 6 chance. Pick up something.
Dwarf check.
Oh, I got a 2.
Yeah, afraid not. It's
Okay.
beyond your ken, which is saying something for a dwarf.
Beyond my ken, gentlemen. Oh, they're not really. It's not metal. Pay no attention. It doesn't exist.
One more question, John. This like pink flash that flared out from the eyes, did that seem to be a proximity, or could we tell if anything triggered this?
Did not seem nothing you did seem to have triggered it.
Probably proximity. Okay.
That buzzing of energy sound, did it seem to get more intense? It'd be right before the flash, and then did it decrease right after the flash?
It did not before. There was like a slight crackling in general. Then the eyes flash, and at the same time that flashed, the crackling energy sort of like you could actually kind of almost see it and feel it kind of across the room, and then it immediately died back to like its kind of staticky default level.
It didn't feel like it was building up to it and then releasing it, and then okay.
No.
Right.
Can I grab one of Yonlin's crossbow bolts and say, let's test this the same way we tested, or the same way I did the mouth and
I
the
get
other
out of the
chamber?
room before he does that.
Yeah.
I back out into the hallway, John, before he does
Okay.
that.
A turn goes by the way, up to this point.
You haven't touched these yet, have you?
No.
Because we have been warned more than once about touching eyes.
I'm not going to touch the eyes.
He's talking about the mouth sculptures.
I guess also, are we going to light up a lantern or something? Because light went out.
Yeah. Well, we can put my lantern on.
The room is lit.
Right.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
lit. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
continue a light. Yeah.
Oh,
But let's
Okay.
not worry like what happens if the light goes out. David, before you start poking and prodding, the message on the floor said that if you seek Thoth's knowledge, follow his breath, right? I'm paraphrasing.
so we
Is
should
there
feel
any
for
air current?
Yes,
Is there any air current coming out of any of the mouths?
Yeah, take your. We should take a torch and see if it flickers over any of them.
Okay, so that's a
Or a candle.
excellent idea. When you do so, well, wait, what are you using?
You can use a torch if you want to do that. Or up
Or just-
other.
Just lick your finger and hold it in front of the
Sure. I'll lick my finger in front and see if I feel a breath in either of the three.
Okay, so
No.
the ones on either side, there's nothing at all, no movement at all. There's a slight draft coming from the middle one.
Okay. So I will. Okay, I have this crossbow bolt, right? I'm going to just very gently dip the tip into the darkness and pull it back out and see if
Which one?
it's intact. The center one that has the air coming from it.
Okay, so so the moment that it passes through that threshold of darkness, it disappears. Okay, just it doesn't like get into shadow. It's like literally gone.
Yeah.
And then you pull it out again, and it's whole.
It's whole.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to reach my arm into it and feel around.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, if it's a, crossbow bolt, arm, pretty much the same.
This is like that famous sculpture in Rome, dude, where you put your hand in.
You put your hand in, and hey, no, it's nothing. It's your arm disappears all the way up to like your bicep. It's in complete darkness, and then you pull it back, and it's whole.
But do I feel anything on the other side? Like, I'm trying to touch. I feel like.
So, yes, you feel stone around. Like there's a definitely carved stone.
Do I
on,
discern a pattern?
Let's see. This is a 3.
They want me to stick my head in here. Is what's going on.
So
I
no,
think.
it's okay. You can feel. So there is definitely like it's like a chamber or a corridor of some sort. So it's basically are you trying to reach as far as you possibly can with your arm? Like describe it like everything with your arm.
I would if I didn't. Yeah, I would go shoulder deep. Sure.
Okay, so you're able
Left arm.
you're able to determine that there is a chamber beyond that has a ceiling. So it's 6 feet wide, right? So you can feel like a stone wall on the what would it be, like the west side, and you can feel one on the east side, and then above you can also feel that there's a very low ceiling as well.
I'm going to turn back to everyone and wink at them, and I'm going to jump in.
What's the size?
Are the mouths
Size
big enough
of
to
the
go
mouth.
through?
They're 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
huge. Okay.
They're
So
big
you,
ones.
so you have to hunch down, but you
Yeah.
crawl through it, and you
Oh, actually, before I do that, can I tie a rope to myself?
sure.
I'm gonna tie a quick rope to myself and throw the other into Yonwin because he has a punch,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go. See you on the other side. And jump through.
He winks out of existence. The rope is relatively taut. Yonwin doesn't appear to react at all. And Anwir, you find yourself in complete darkness. But you take one step forward and you almost trip because you find yourself descending a staircase, like you're on a step below. And you're like you can put one hand up and you're like literally touching the ceiling, like it's really, really low.
This is your ancestral stairwell, Squeegee or Gorant. Okay. If I pull on the rope, do they get a tug?
Nice.
Can I communicate with the rope? Retroactively say I'll pull twice if it's safe or something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. That's
I
fine.
just call out.
So
Is it okay down there? What's going on?
I'm gonna reach my arm back through.
He's like, eh.
So
I mean, is there a mouth on this side that I'm on?
interestingly enough, Anwir, you cannot hear Avaricios.
Yeah.
And also, when you're catching yourself from tripping on that step, you do not hear the scuffing of your boot.
Oh, it's a silenced room.
So you did not take a light source with you into the mouth, is that right?
I have a lantern in my backpack, so I could light it right now. Which
Right, you did not
I'll
have a
do.
lit
I was sorry.
Oh, you didn't have a lit source when you went in.
Did not have a lit source when
No,
I
he's
went
in darkness right now.
Okay.
I'm in darkness. Prior to doing that, is there a mouth on my side of this
You can.
that I can reach back through?
So you.
If I follow the rope, basically. Sorry.
Yeah. So you can't. It looks when you turn around, you can. You can't see anything. You basically there's nothing. There's complete darkness.
But you could feel.
But I would say, could I feel that the rope leads to a terminus?
Yes. Yeah.
Through which I could reach back through.
Yes. But you cannot see the lit room beyond.
Okay. I'm gonna put my arm back through in the direction the rope has come. Do they see my arm?
Yes. Yes, they
And I'm
do.
gonna wave.
Yep.
Oh god, that's disturbing.
Yep.
I don't like the looks of that.
And I'm gonna flick him the bird. I'm gonna light the lantern on my side. I'm gonna beckon y'all if y'all want to come through. It's up to you. But I'm gonna light a lantern on my side and see if light works, or if all sensory stuff is gone in here.
Okay. When you okay, so you light the torch, light the lantern.
Yeah.
Light blooms outward. Okay. You
Okay.
can see that there is when you turn around, there is a black, like describing the entire space basically in front of you is a blackness, right? However, ahead of you, illuminating downwards for 30 feet is a staircase that goes down. So the low roof is only right here on the platform that led directly from the mouth. But then it basically opens up into a staircase that you can kind of stand up on as you descend, right? However, it's 6 feet wide, all the way down. Stone that goes down, down, down.
Oh baby, I want to go down.
Well, now I'm
I will stick my head through the portal back at them and go, "Hey, chuckle fucks! You wouldn't believe what's on this side."
Are we sure he has a 16 charisma?
No.
'Cause it doesn't feel that way.
Actually, can I redact that? What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to reach through and go,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, it's killing me!"
Pull me out.
Just scare the shit out of him. All right, so I'm going to say, hey, there's a stairwell. I'm going to communicate what I've seen.
What do you do?
I think we should go through.
I want to go down there. That's really cool.
Oh shit! All right, so not
Let's do
doing
it.
anything with the other Maws, not doing anything with those lumps of ore.
I will say,
When first of all, sorry to interrupt. When Anwir pokes his head out and flips you guys the bird, the eyes go and another goes across.
it's like a motion detection thing.
All right. the Gorand, the feather that is in your beard, at the stem point of it, right? Like, you know, where like a little bit of the feather there blackens just a little bit.
Mm.
Wow. Guys, before we start going down, I'd like to find a way to go up. If you know what I mean.
We can do that. Maybe the
I mean, I
way
think
up.
that's
Maybe
really
the way
cool.
up is down. You know what I mean?
Well,
yeah,
it's
but
possible.
maybe there's a big pile of loot right there, Ted.
Yeah, I'm just saying. This ain't no normal pyramid. You know.
Right, but we've walked past 2 other rooms we didn't look in that could also
Sure.
have a great big pile of loot. And
That's
hopefully
true.
a way home. I mean, this is. Think about it this way: if this pyramid that we traveled through here is a means of traveling around the complex, and there's a robing room, there's possibly some other stuff around here that would be part of the normal day-to-day business of the priests of Thoth. Crawling through a mouth and going down a staircase, that's mysteries of Thoth type stuff. That's the secret bits. That's not ways out. Yeah, that's going to have treasure and coolness down there, and we should definitely do it.
I don't think you have to convince us. I'd rather us just explore the other places than debate. So
I'm not trying to
I'll jump back out and
Avoiding the staircase.
just.
Okay.
I know the temptation, and say, okay, let's definitely come back to this. I suspect the other 2 mouths will cut your arm right off if you get anywhere near them.
Yeah.
And
what was the text? It said the wisdom.
It says
Thoth.
those
If you want to acquire the
breath.
wisdom of
Yeah.
Thoth.
So I would say if we get into trouble, let's shove someone into one of the other mouths. It'll be a pretty quick kill.
It might be
Oh, sorry,
important.
John.
Let me just repeat the phrase.
Sure.
Those who would seek Thoth's knowledge must possess the wisdom to follow his breath.
But
Don't be
was the air
stupid.
blowing out of the mouth or into the mouth?
It was
It
just a
doesn't
general
matter. It's
sense
his
that
breath,
there was air circulating.
Yeah.
That's the
You
wisdom.
I do like Thoth's knowledge. But I would also like to know what's in some of these other rooms if we're going to be able to get out of here.
Which is also
You know what I mean?
knowledge.
Yeah,
True.
So why don't we? I also think this is a quick escape if we have to run for our lives and jump through a portal.
That's true.
Into the unknown, go!
So I'm just saying, like, let's keep this in mind if we get into the shit at about 30 feet to the
Cool.
north.
All right,
Let's do
so
it.
if you're not hanging out in this room anymore, well,
No.
let me know if you are, because there's lots of stuff to mess with. But if you want to go, otherwise you can go north, south, or back east.
I vote that south room.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go to the south room.
We are
I
at
want
the
to see
mouth
some
of the south
stuff.
room.
Okay,
go.
Archie, back down south, you can see you go on for 10 feet before it opens up into a 20-foot by 20-foot square room. You are coming in directly from the northeastern side.
So
Oops.
it'll be like
John,
Yes?
does my light come back on when we leave that area, or is it gone?
It does. That's a good question. Yes, it does. The moment that you leave that room, it flickers back into life. Of course, it's like the Statue of Liberty torch, right? So it's just like sheds light instead of actually burning. But that's correct, Ted. Right. It's dark, illuminated by your black light. However, it's littered with trash. All over the
wait,
place.
is David's lantern still lit?
It is.
Okay.
Okay, you lit that, what, 2 turns ago?
I think it was just one turn.
1 turn ago?
Oh, I don't know. It's up to you.
That's
I
fine.
lit it and then immediately told them to come through, and we decided not to. So I don't know
21
if it was
turns,
time.
right? 6, 12, 18, 19,
You might want to
19.
turn that off because people can see that coming.
Okay, I'll turn it off.
Save it.
Damn
this
it!
doesn't seem to run out.
You now have 20 turns on the lantern. Mark that. Okay. In this room, it's dark, littered with trash. There are pegs that are set into the walls. These are wooden pegs, however, not brass.
Common.
But other than that, other than just like there's just trash all over the place, doesn't look to be particular of value. There does not seem to be anything else of interest in the room.
I'll go push a peg, see if it goes in the wall.
Nothing.
Pull it.
We'll
Nope.
stir around the trash with his 10-foot pole.
Nothing but worthless junk.
When we're talking like trash, what kind of trash are we talking about? Like
Old, new.
bones, food wrappers, McDonald's. Like, what's in here?
It's
This is where all the ropes were, y'all, hanging from pegs.
I'm guessing this might be like where the like janitor's robes were, because the other one had the fancy pegs.
It looks like it's like a mixture of like broken wood, some scraps of clothing, some general just dirt and stuff like that. But it's in such bad shape or so long gone that it's impossible to determine what this, other than the pegs, what this room may have served as. But there's nothing of value in the room.
And there's nothing fresh. I'm sorry.
No, nothing
So
fresh.
it's not like the monkey guys are using this as a shithole and like dumping stuff in here.
No, although it doesn't seem there's an indication that creatures have not been in the room. But it's just there's no organic material or anything like that.
Right. They're not shitting in here. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go look to the north then.
North.
To the north. Okay. Okay. All right. As I said, there is a mirror that directly faces a door to the east, only 20 feet up. Beyond, when you're at that door, you can see that with your black light that the passageway continues on for another 20 feet into darkness. However, at the end of that 20 feet, there is a door that leads to the west. The turn goes by.
Okay.
Any change in the air or smells, John? Also, is that yellow tiling continuing? Is it still here?
No, actually, the yellow tiling is no longer here. It was only before in the area, the corridor and the chamber, or just beyond the pyramid.
Okay.
Hold on a second. All right. In the corridors beyond, somewhere off to the north, you hear a disturbing simian hooting.
Fucking baboons.
We're not going that way.
And it's echoed in the corridors beyond, as if they're calling to each other, organizing.
So,
Shut up, John.
Stairs down. We're going down some stairs now.
I did find in one of the graffitis that we read, don't touch the eyes. Chasm is deeper, need more rope. Watch your back near the well of light. Monkeys got Fred. Goblins hate beastmen. KK is watching us all the time. Don't trust the dragonflies. That
just sounds like, are you having a stroke, Ted, or what?
That's all like graffiti from the stairway down to where the halflings live. I think that was actually multiple different graffitis that I just all wrote as one sentence, but
you hear the hooting gets quiet for a second, and then you all of a sudden hear the clattering of claws and running feet coming like real close, coming from the north, like they are, and you hear like, and then coming from the like right around the corner, you hear like a screeching, like a.
Let's go back down. I like David's idea. We're going through the mouth.
Down the stairs.
Yeah, come on.
Listen, come with me to the knowledge of Thoth.
Back down you go.
It's womb-like. You feel refreshed, reborn anew.
Okay, as you're like fuck this, and you turn around and you start booking it towards, you hear multiple bodies like crash into the corridor above you, as if they were coming full bore and actually like slid like Scooby-Doo style into the wall, right? And just at the edge of your torchlight, before you run into the continual light room, coming around the corner right behind you are four large, about like 5 to 6 feet tall, running on all fours, albino, white-furred, pink-faced baboons with their maws like completely open, with their massive incisors, just howling for your blood, as they kind of tear after you. Now, you guys had the momentum because you turned around immediately upon hearing the sound. So it's, for dramatic effect, it's like it as long as you're not standing, like you're all diving headfirst into that mouth, then it's sort of like right at the last second, like as the last person dives in, like the claws are coming after you, right? They do not. Oh, actually, I should say, when you go full tilt into the room, the eyes of the ibis like and kind of do the crackling energy across the chamber. The baboons are coming right behind you, and they come up short right at the edge of the room, right? And as who would be the last person in?
Me, I'm the slowest, probably.
Who?
Makes sense.
Probably Squeegee is the slowest.
Squeegee. Okay, so Squeegee, you would see just as you dive in at the last moment that they recoil in fear at the edge of the room. And their screaming goes down to like a low, like dreaded, like a low hooting of fear and concern as they're snarling and spitting on the walls, scrabbling as you dive in. Ooh, okay.
Shit. We're like cut off. How did they even know we were there?
They smelled us.
I think those were humans at one point. Whatever
Wow.
they did got them turned.
They were, by the way, they were not wearing any clothes of any sort, and they were not armed with anything. So if you're getting memories of our Pathfinder 2 campaign, this is not like the Charo Ka, right? Like,
No, yeah,
these are like full on, just like albino, large, but other than that, like baboons, right?
Baboons.
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
Well,
so there's a
boys.
great stairwell ahead of me.
let's go.
See, that's
Oh well, so much for that idea.
I don't want to say I told you so, but you know, if I were to.
Well, happy days you get to explore another
You
mystery.
know what though, guys? This actually worked out better than we thought, because if we hadn't discovered this room,
We'd be dead.
we would be dead, or we would have to fight them, because there's no way to go that we haven't been yet, right?
Wild.
like
Crazy.
so.
Well, no,
as
you
as
haven't.
like,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. As like,
Well, I mean, John, the alternative would be blindly charging down hallways we haven't actually explored yet.
That's all good too.
Which
That's
No.
fun. That can be fun. Yeah.
So one thing like sticks like I don't know if he would see this or not, but like one thing that's kind of strange, like if he gets the sense that these baboons kind of stop and don't want to go in this room, it's weird. It seems inconsistent because like the baboons and ibis, they're both associated with cloth. So it seems weird that they would be repelled by a symbol, right?
maybe they're corrupted. They're albinos, maybe they're like mutated or something, but I also don't think that the light prohibition would necessarily keep them out of the room forever if we were to stand there and like wave our asses at them, you know?
I don't know if it's I'm just curious if it's the light or if it's the ibis, but if it's the ibis, they're both, both of these things are associated with thoth. So
Well, we've definitely seen two different things that say, I'm talking about baboons and light. So I think it's probably the light.
Okay. Well, guys, we're
Yeah.
committed now. Let's go down the staircase.
Let's go. I'm walking, baby. I'm ready.
Okay,
Full charge.
Avaricios, you noticed that, well, you probably wouldn't notice because you were probably tearing ass for your own life, that the black light torch went out again when you entered the room, but the moment that you entered into the mouth of the thing, it turned back on again. Okay? So if you want to just use that, that's fine. If you want to use something else, and you want to let me know. So the stairway is very steep, stone. It's about 5 feet wide. It's narrow. It's very, very roughly carved, but it's unadorned. So you can tell it is Arcantian in make, but be aware that most of the other Arcantian quarters that you've been through, which is basically everything so far, like very, very tight, purposeful, masterful work, right? Like it was meant to be impressive, right? This is roughly carved, as if it was not an afterthought, but just like it was not meant to be presented, right? Completely unadorned, which is also different than most of the Arcantian walls, because even in the chambers where there was no art, you could tell that there once was, right? Like the plasters have been worn away and something like that. This is unadorned, very narrow. It leads down for a series of twists for about 150 feet.
Oh, okay.
We're moving at 60, right? So that's going to be, we'll call it 2 turns. 2 turns down you go. And eventually at the end of 150 feet down, ends at a small landing that's about 10 by 10, also 10 feet high. Okay. Where you can glimpse that in the, so remember that you went down and you're in like this 10-foot cube room now, right? Completely stone, right? However, in the ceiling above you, as you enter this landing, you can see that there is, you can glimpse light that is coming through a 4-foot by 4-foot hole in the ceiling. It is a continuous soft glow, very similar to 2 of the other rooms that you've been in so far.
But it's from a hole, a carved hole, not like a hole that collapsed or something like that.
That's right, yeah.
In the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And the ceiling is 10 foot high.
The ceiling is 10 foot high, yeah. And you've entered the stairway emptied into it from above, you know, onto the floor, right, into this room. But then when you look up at the ceiling, there's this 4-foot by 4-foot hole.
I'm going to get on Yanwin's shoulders. Stick my head up through the hole.
Yeah, that's doable. Okay.
When you play the first level wizard like a 10th level fighter, you go, dude.
I'm playing my first level wizard a lot like my thief right now, but it's fine. It's fine. Look,
you're all basically versions of thieves. It's just
yeah.
Okay.
It's true.
John, the room is empty. Other than this, it's just like
this room that you're in. Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
The room that Anwir is poking his head up into is anything but empty.
Uh-huh.
You find yourself in a circular room, which is lit by a continual light spell, so you can see everything about it. Okay, there is no height to the walls; they are all curved inwards and upwards, forming a dome, 25 feet high in the center. Okay, the room itself is a circle that is approximately, let's see, so it'd be roughly 20 feet in 20 feet radius, so about 40 feet roughly diameter.
So 40 diameter.
Would we be starting a new
tall.
map somewhere? Sorry.
I'm working on it, Mac.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Okay. At first blush, do I see any major things?
Yes, you do. Just give me the dimensions right quick. Okay, the ceiling is painted with bright yellow paint that glitters and sparkles in the light. And in the center of the chamber is its main feature, which is a 10-foot by 10-foot dais. And it's lying in the center of what appears to have been curtain frames, like iron curtain frames, of which the curtains have long since rotted off. So it's just sort of like this kind of twisted sort of scaffolding kind of, you know what I mean? That's sort of around it. And on the dais is a very large and unusual statue. It's an ibis, the actual bird itself, with its wings cocked to enclose a marble seat just in front of the ibis's body, right? Like it's like sheltering a seat, right? It looks as if anyone was in the seat, which there is. I'll get to that in a second.
Oh, shit.
Their head would be shadowed by the ibis's beak, right? Like an ibis has like a really long curved beak, right? The statue is impressive. It is made out of marble, lapis, and jet, and it's cleverly worked together to produce like an effect of verisimilitude. So it uses those 3 things to make it look like it's lifelike, right? But it's made out of stone. This is probably the most elegant use of stonework that you've seen so far in the iconography of Thoth, right? The head is pure white marble and carved to resemble the real bird, with the exception that the eyes are empty and are vacant holes. Now, what's very disturbing to you, Anwir, as you sort of look at this thing, is that you kind of shake your head and you rub your eyes and you kind of look a little bit closely, but the statue is like clearly stone. Like you can make out the type of stone that it is. However, you can see that the marble itself seems to gently rise and fall as if the bird was actually breathing.
Yeah.
Okay. The plinth on which the statue sits bears an inscription. You cannot read it at the distance you're at. And beyond all this, what immediately catches your eye is that there is a human figure that is literally writhing in that chair that is enclosed by the stone ibis. it's wasted and thin form. Beard and hair are long and stringy and white and like wispy, like moving all around. And he's like sitting with his arms in the chair, and he's just sort of like blowing around, and like there's words coming out of his mouth, just like nonsense words that he's just sort of like he doesn't even know where he is. He's not shouting it; it's just sort of kind of coming out from underneath his breath. But you can see like all the muscles of his bodies are like super tense as he's just like lolling about in this chair. Okay, you, Anwir, are poking your head up approximately about 5 feet from the top edge, the northern edge of this circular chamber.
Okay.
And don't forget too that it is domed completely, right? So there's no like straight walls. Everything just sort of forms a 25-foot dome. Okay. They're all the way across. So there's this dais in the center. You can see that beyond that, basically opposite you, there is a stone staircase 10 foot wide that leads downwards, and it's wide.
We found the
To
emperor.
go up,
the
you must
golden
go
throne,
down,
man.
my friends. To go up, you must go down. All right, it's circular dais at the center, Ted, for what it's worth.
Oh, it is
That's fine.
circular?
It's a circular because it's like the wrapped wings around this. Like, what were the Prometheans called? Or the in the ship in Alien, right? The guy in like the astronaut's chair. What was-
Here's
Engineers.
Engineers.
The engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of has an engineer vibe.
It definitely has that vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
but he's moving.
I'm gonna say, guys, I think there's someone living up here, and I'm gonna continue climbing up.
I
Okay.
don't think
say-
you can handle the knowledge of Thoth. So,
Follow me.
where is the hole in the floor in this room? At the north
Side,
North
5
side.
foot from the wall.
About 5 feet in. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then there's a dais
Directly in the
Center.
center, 10 feet wide.
like that. And then an exit here.
Stairwell.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Going down.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I think there's someone who sat down for the knowledge of Thoth and couldn't handle it. You know, he's sitting
I
like-
think I'm gonna give it a roll, baby.
Dark arts.
Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna beckon them, but I'm also really excited about this.
you gotta lower a rope, dude. John, was there ever
I have a
like,
rope on me still because I never untied from Yanwin.
was there ever evidence of like a ladder or anything like for this hole?
No, actually.
The problem is
Good question.
if there's smooth stone, there's nothing I can affix a rope to, I don't think.
So
But y'all can all get on Yanwin's shoulders and just come up that way, and then hoist him up. I'm just too weak to do the hoisting. Oh, I have an 11 strength. I could maybe hoist some.
Is there anything up
stronger
there
than
you
me.
could tie a rope to? Other
Is there, John? I assume there wasn't because you said it was smooth, but
ask the guy in the chair if he could hold it.
Yeah.
first.
there isn't really. I mean, there is the dais. There's the remnants of the curtain rods that seem to have surrounded this.
I'm a little
hallway.
nervous about tying the rope all the way over that guy before I check him out. I could try it.
You
I
could
think y'all
get
should
you
just
could get a
do
couple.
shoulders.
I mean, you could do the whole thing. You know, where you get as many people up on each other's shoulders, and then you
That's what I think
reach
you do,
down.
yeah.
It would just take a
Yeah,
turn.
let's hoist, and then we'll lift up from there. I think.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. It's 10 feet, y'all.
It would take a
Do
turn.
the
That's all.
ant colony thing. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a really good cliffhanger to stop since we are at time. So I'm going to say a turn goes by to get everyone up there, but when you enter the room, okay, well, I'll give you this last little bit. The creature, the thing, the old man writhing on that throne does not appear to react at all to your presence. All right, you can feel the weight of, what's the word, like divinity in the room, right? Like there's something holy about the room. Okay. You can't. It's very neutral in tone, though, right? Like this is very sort of just. It's nothing magical that you're feeling, but just get the feeling that this is a very important place, And the plinth on which the statue sits has an inscription, okay, and it says in the ancient Arcantian, okay, it says, "Sit, ask, and receive. Lord Thoth knows all."
Oh baby. Oh baby. So
Good stuff.
Oh god.
Like they wrote this room for David.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Listen, I need y'all to hold to both of my legs to pull me out of this when I need
The
to.
rest of you are like, fuck this place.
Evac.
I wonder if the old mummy in the chair will be David's new character.
It will be an easy replacement.
Maybe.
So true. All right, that was awesome,
We
guys.
found the God Emperor of mankind, Ted. On the
Oh.
board.
You guys have
Love it.
you literally found two places I prepared only because I was like, knowing them, they're gonna fight, but I comes with completely.
Look, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I came back and joined after my break. I didn't mean to like make this too easy for you.
Yeah, thank God you were here. So you find it really good. The
You know
good
what's
shit.
amazing is how much money we made. How much money
Without
we
me.
made. Yeah.
I'm not here
We're
to
really
help
just
make
focusing
money.
on big loot.
No, well, here's a cool thing about the
That's
feats of
how-
exploration is that you, what you lacked in money gain, you probably made up for in the amount of feats of exploration that you probably attained today. So, it was really, really good. Like you got, and I should point out that this shit is everywhere in this fucking dungeon. Like stuff like this, it's always worth taking the time, and
Yeah.
it paid off today. So it's really cool. Now,
That's fun.
your doom probably imminently waits in the first 5 minutes of next session, but at least
And maybe I'll level up before I die. It's great.
gotta get back to safe haven.
That's gonna
Hey,
stink.
should we do a thing, John, where our next characters get half the XP of our current characters? Do we have to start over at first level every single time?
Yeah, man. First level. Better hope for that. No TPK. Because first level is not that onerous when you're with a bunch of high level characters because you'll move up real quick. But if you all start over at first level again, it's going to be rough. All right. That'll do it.
Thank you, John.
All right. Yep. Very fun, guys. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Again, we've been watching 3D6 down the line. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. You know the deal. And hopefully we'll see you guys very, very soon. And we'll see you all next week. Have a good one. Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye bye. Thank you,
Bye,
John.
guys.